This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Pure happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
It's Tuesday, July 28th. Time for your Barbados Day afternoon update. I'm Kamar Jordan. Thanks for joining us. Begin with news that the United States says Barbados has some way to go in its fight against human trafficking. In its 2015 Trafficking in Persons report, Barbados is ranked in Tier 2 among countries whose governments do not fully comply with the minimum standards of the Trafficking Victims Protective Act. However, the island is said to be making significant efforts to meet the required standards. The report points out that while the island is not a source country for children subjected to sex trafficking, it's a destination for men, women, and children subjected to sex trafficking and forced labor. It states that legal and undocumented immigrants from Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, and Guyana are especially vulnerable to trafficking. Citing authorities and NGOs as sources, the report says foreign women are being forced into prostitution and foreigners subjected to forced labor, most notably in domestic service, agriculture, and construction. The report urges Barbados to enact the required legislation to the anti-trafficking laws to prohibit all forms of human trafficking. In other news this Tuesday, 2 women wanted by police since May are due to appear in court today. The Bailey sisters, Tiffany and Shakira, are set to appear in the District A Magistrates Court after they were captured at the weekend. The 2 sisters of number 8 Grisette's Court, Grisette St. Michael, will be charged with the offense of burglary and wounding with intent. Tiffany and Shakira, who were both wanted by police, were found hiding at their mother's home on Sunday. Barbara Bailey was also arrested and charged with the offense of assisting an offender. Some positive news now. Help is on the way for Maxine Searles and her family, whose Station Hill home collapsed last Wednesday. Social Care Minister Steve Blackett, who is also the parliamentary representative for the area, says the family will move into their new accommodation in another 2 days.
What we have done is we have identified a house for them at Paddock Road in St. Michael. The landlord is presently preparing the house for them. Maxine is going to the light and power today, have the electricity turned on. It was a delay because the landlord had made an original arrangement, but then of course she had a domestic matter of which she was dealing with. So that delayed the process a little bit. But she's very cooperative and she's making preparations for Maxine and her family to move into the house. I would think today's Tuesday. I would think by Thursday they should be settled in the house because the light is being reconnected between today and tomorrow, and all other systems are go.
Chairman of the Barbados Private Sector Association, Alice MacDonald, is mum after the private sector body got a town lashing from retired General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Sir Roy Trotman, last week. During debate in the upper chamber, Sir Roy, who's a senator, charged that the private sector was speaking out of both sides of its mouth as he shared his views on the impasse between the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation and the National Union of Public Workers. When pressed by Barbados Today to respond to the allegations, MacDonald says he won't be getting into any public squabbles with Sir Roy. Size does matter when it comes to economic adjustment and growth. That's the view of Central Bank Governor Dr. Delal Worrell as he delivered remarks at the 35th Annual Review Seminar at the Accra Beach Hotel this morning. The economist says since small countries are challenged by limited production and export capability, they must find a mix of alternative policies to overcome such constraints. Pointing to Barbados' 2013 Fiscal Adjustment Program, Worrell says it's an effective framework for managing the foreign exchange constraints in the economy in the face of adverse circumstances.
The tool used to adjust spending was fiscal tightening. The first budget adjustment in August 2013 proved insufficient. The reserves continued to fall. But the December measures did the trick by bringing the fiscal deficit down from 12% to under 7%. And the country's foreign reserves have since reverted to the normal pattern, seen in the years prior to 2013.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
CBC is bringing Crop Over your way. Enjoy the color, the sights, and the sounds of the Barbados Crop Over Festival. Simply log on to www.barbadostoday.bb and book your favorite event. For just $25 or 51 Barbados dollars each, you can watch Soco Royale or Piccadilly Crop finals. And for just $10 or 21 Barbados dollars, overseas viewers can watch Grand Kadooment. Be in the festival. Log on to www.barbadostoday.bb and book now. With CBC and Barbados Today, Crop Over is only a click away.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Got it in my hand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Got to understand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Ain't nothing like a core bank spare. None of them others just can't compare. You just got to love that taste. It's the world-class thing this land makes. Whether I'm cruising or at a bar, whether I'm at home, my bank spare is never far. For this blessing, got to give God thanks. My Barbados, my bank.
To our Caribbean neighbors now, prison officers in Trinidad and Tobago are staying away from work since last Friday's violent prison break. President of the Prison Officers Association, Ciron Richards, says officers have not been updated on the investigation and they want answers.
The officers of the Prisons Association say they are tired of hearing about the problem, which they know all too well. President Ciron Richards wants to hear solutions.
Two officers who are coming and capitalizing on a system that is derelict and putting officers' lives at risk must be dealt with. We do not want to hear going into the future from any minister that trafficking is a problem and prison officers are trafficking and so on. What we want to hear from the minister is what are we implementing to treat with those persons who are undesirable.
On the international front, a court in Libya has sentenced Saif al-Islam Gaddafi, that's the son of deposed leader Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, and 8 others to death over war crimes linked to the 2011 revolution. Saif al-Islam Gaddafi was ordered to face a firing squad for his role in the revolution that led to his father's ouster. Several other Gaddafi regime officials were also sentenced to death, including the former Prime Minister of Baghdad. We get more now in this BBC report.
There has been a wide range of reaction. A lot of Libyans do feel that there was no due process held, and others say this was a fair trial from the various social media reactions I've been monitoring. We've also heard from the US-based Human Rights Watch, who has also criticized the proceedings, like many others, like many other human rights watchdogs. Today, they say that there's credible evidence of a fair trial breach that warrants an impartial judicial review. So a lot of controversy around the proceedings, many feeling that it wasn't fair. In my personal experience, I attended many of these sessions over the last year, and in many of them, you know, the lawyers were sometimes not present to defend their defendants, and also some of them were always asking for the files against the defendants. So it was not entirely clear. We never saw evidence really being presented in court and debated either.
And that's our afternoon update, but be sure to join us again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper or email updates, or better yet, you can like us on Facebook. And also, if you're moving around Barbados today, you can catch us on Izumi Media in a bus terminal, or screenplay via a supermarket or a gas station near you. Also tune in to Channel 101, that's Lime TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM to get the very latest news and sports. I'm Kmar Jordan. Have a fabulous afternoon and be sure to join us later on today.